Hello, everyone. We are back with our ABCs of self love, and today we're doing the letter J. It has a little thing here. I'm just going to read it so we can jump right on in here. Sometimes I'm a happy ray of sunshine. Sometimes I'm a melancholy beam of moonlight. Happy or sad, I am still whole. I am still worthy. I am still enough. I am still grateful. I am still joyful. I am still me. And those who don't know what melancholy is, that's basically just like when you have a feeling you don't really know where it's coming from. Like you're sad and you don't know really why you're sad. That's what melancholy is. Ooh. So as y'all see, I already did it. I'm trying my best to do these before I get on here so I can have something to share with y'all. But I do like doing them afterwards because sometimes some of them are very emotional for me. So J is for joy. While the terms, before I start reading y'all, my voice a little raspy because I lost my voice at work. It's something going on. I'm not really sure what it is. So if I seem like I'm a little raspy and you don't understand what I'm saying, you can always ask me questions in the comments. But y'all should have y'all book by now so that y'all following along with me. I hope y'all have y'all book. So J is for joy. While the term happiness and joy are sometimes used interchangeably, there are actually two distinct pieces of self-love equation that works together. Whereas happiness is a state of mind that comes in response to eternal experience, joy is more consistent internal state of being. For example, happiness is when you start getting paid for your creative work. Joy is knowing your art is worthy of an audience regardless. One is externally triggered, the other is deeply connected to your internal sense of worth, peace, wellness. While happiness is important, joy is critical, as only joy will sustain you through whatever highs and lows life presents. When it comes to self love, we talk a lot about embracing and experiencing your dark feelings. But according to Dr. Breen, I think it's Brene, because it's Bren, and the E has a thing over it. But Brene Brown, I hope I'm not chopping up your name. It takes just as much courage, if not more, to experience your joy as it does to embrace your sorrow. Joy is the most vulnerable emotion we experience. If you cannot tolerate joy, what you do is you start dress rehearsing tragedy. Dress rehearsing tragedy is when you disclaim your joy by preparing yourself for the worst, which is sure to follow, or it is. Joy is a state of mind. Joy is a state of being that requires nurtured in the form of gratitude and trust. It also requires that you get very comfortable with uncertainty because the circumstances both within you and external to you can change. So when you feel the warm glow of joy radiate from within, really feel it and let it carry you through everything that follows. Self-love and action activity. Sometimes the joy within us becomes dormant due to the weight of our routine. To wake up your joy, shake up your rituals. Commit to 1 week of new everything. A new shampoo or soap to change the scent in your shower, a new breakfast, a new route to work, new music, new workout class, new bar, restaurant, museum after work. Make plans with a new friend, take last minute day trips, change up your going to bed ritual, shop for a little something new for yourself, at the end of the week, all the newness should wake up the spark of joy within you. From there, use gratitude to nurture it and make the new things that worked part of your weekly ritual. So it says newness list. Write down new things you've tried and love. Yeah, I did this last week. I tried a new bar soap. It's what is it? It's a natural bar soap, but it is like an antibacterial soap, and I like it. It doesn't make me dry, but give me that clean feeling. However, the scent is not. It's not really a scent. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't. It doesn't stink, but it don't smell good either. So I don't think I will be using it for a long period of time. Um, New scent. I did get a new scent, and let me tell you, I got it by accident. I got the scent. I was in Dollar Tree, and I was looking for I don't know what I was looking for, but I ended up, I was looking for air freshener because we had ran out of air freshener. I was just like, I'm gonna go to Dollar Tree and grab some, and I grabbed. It's called room spray, and it actually smelled good. I don't spray it often because I'm using another air freshener. But I think when I clean up my room, I'm going to give it a good spray and see how that works. I did a new routine in the morning and night. So I exercise in the morning and I switch it up a little bit. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I do. I'm trying to exercise throughout the day. So that's my new routine. Like if I just have a few minutes, I'll do like some, how do you say it? I don't know. Let me let this down. I'm gonna show y'all what it is. So I try to do these where you take your arms out like this and you go in like this. So I've been doing what they call unbig my back exercises. And it's working. It's working. Because this little, I can't show y'all, but this little bra strap, y'all know that little fat y'all get that kind of like go above your bra strap. Sometimes it hangs just below. That's what I'm working on. It's not as big as it used to be. In the mornings, because I have really bad road rage. I'm not the type, well, I used to be, but I don't throw stuff at people. I don't cuss people out. I will honk my horn or flash my lights, which I'm starting to realize I don't like flashing lights at nighttime. So yeah, that pisses me off because here in Texas, certain roads are pitch black. So if somebody's driving behind you and they driving with their bright lights on, it hurts your eyes. Even people like coming towards you, they have their bright lights on. Like they don't know when to cut them off. I don't understand Texas. But anywho, I'm learning to be a lot calmer on the road. And so what am I doing to change that is I have been starting to drive to work because like in the mornings is when I find myself most frustrated with traffic. And so I start listening to positive songs and I am listening to a manifestation audiobook. So I listen to one of those in the mornings on my way to work. And it's been going good. I haven't really been mad at anybody for driving too slow. If I have the opportunity to go around, I do. I haven't flicked anybody off, so I'm doing great on that. um, what else did I do? Oh, that's pretty much it. That's all I've done. So my road rage is at a minimum. And that's pretty much it. And so since I did the letter K, okay, I'm going to do this with y'all. But I'm only going to share a little bit because my memory is bad. And K is something else. So this is what the letter K looks like. So it says K is know your narrative. Know your narrative. And it has like a certificate of authenticity. So I did write my name in there. And then it says, is one of a kind. 1 out of 1. I am 1 out of 1 because it's just me. But yeah, you'll never find me 1 in a million. Okay. You are the only you who will ever exist. 1 of 1. Without a single replica, past, present, or future. This is no accident. And I know some people thinking, oh, I have a twin. But your twin is not you. So yes, you are still 1 of 1. Even if you're a triplet, quadruplet, quintuplets, sextuplets, octuplets, whatever. You are one of you. So it says, know your narrative. To love yourself, know and own your narrative. Your narrative is your story. It is the unique blend of inherited magic and earned experience that makes you uniquely you. It is what allows you to leave an imprint on the world in a way no one else can. Once we realize the power that comes with being one in nearly 8 billion, we can start reclaiming all parts of ourselves and our story instead of segregating ourselves into good parts and bad parts, and disclaiming the bad parts of ourselves and our stories. What once was a source of shame is now a source of strength. But what once was series of disconnected events and outcome is now the one of a kind formula that belongs only to you. Instead of seeing yourself as a series of circumstantial events and characteristics, see the through lines, the you that connects it all. Y'all, it's hard for me to read because for one, I'm looking at these words and reading at the same time. Also, I have a list. If y'all have not noticed that, I don't care about the bad comments. I know why I have a list. And then it says, know your narrative and embrace it with pride because yours is the story of a lifetime. And so the activity with this is kind of crazy, y'all, because I got a bad memory. I feel like I only remember trauma. So good times I remember, but not as much. Like I may remember big things, but not so much little things. But it says, write a few lines for every year of your life. I can't do every year. Then it says, write the year in big block letters at the top of each line. Write your age at that time. Then dive into your mental, emotional, and physical memory. Write about what happened and how you felt. Once you're done, see if you can identify some common themes. What is the through line? What is your purpose? Why are you here? Use this as an opportunity to revisit and heal old wounds and forgive yourself and others for any events that cause you to lose sight of your authentic self, power, and magic. Because it's never too late to heal, y'all. Never. I wrote mine like this, but there's like, I'm so special, y'all, because there's all of these pages, right? They give you like 6 or 7 pages, and I wrote all mine on one page. But let me tell y'all something too. The only one that I put on here was in 2019. And in 2019, July 3rd, when I moved here, I was 35 years old. And I didn't move here for comfort. It was kind of an impulse move. I was dealing with some issues. Family issues. Financial issues. A lot of issues. Like, my kids' dad was not active in their lives, and so I was struggling as a single parent. And I had already experienced homelessness. I had already experienced like domestic violence. And so I wanted to be able to move my kids out of what was familiar to me and put us in an uncomfortable position so that we can strive, like put ourselves in that survival mode so we can work, and go get it. But at the time, my oldest was 16, turning six, or about to turn 16. And my youngest had to be about 8, maybe 7 or 8. And it really, it really, it really was a time for us because we were staying with family. And the ugly truth of it is, although I was grateful to stay with those family members, I experienced trauma right there. My kids experienced trauma while being there. And so the very thing I thought I was pulling my kids out of, we were going right back into. And so I sat around for 3 months because I was trying to do some things with the government for my oldest son and my youngest son because, well, one is they're not technically disabled, but they have conditions that later on in the future that may affect or may not affect their working ability. So I wanted to be able to set that up for them just in case they can't. But I got denied. And so the next 5 months I spent working. Like, it was hard. It wasn't hard to get a job. It was hard to get back and forth to jobs because of where I lived at. There's no public transportation. And I had to depend on my brother's car. And during that time, like, he was being really nasty about the car. Like, he didn't want me to use his car for some odd reason. He had 2 vehicles at the time. And so it became difficult because I didn't want to be able to have to constantly beg for somebody's car. And so eventually he got to the point where he was allowing me to use the car, but then there was the issue with the gas. I would put gas in there, he would drive it out, I would have to wait for him to put it back in. And so I made the conscious decision to just be broke. And I took my whole entire last two checks of that the 2 checks that I earned in that month, and I went and I bought me a car. And I called my cousin up and I said, hey, I don't want to ask nobody for nothing. If you can give me an extra few $100s to put towards insurance, that would be great. And so she did that for me, and I was very grateful, y'all. When I bought my car, I promise y'all, before I made the decision to go back to the house to get my brother so he could drive his vehicle back, I cried in my car. I cried in my car because having that car put me in a position to be out of a situation I no longer wanted to be in. Like, I was very uncomfortable, and I started getting uncomfortable because when you live with people, the sad truth is, you start noticing things about people that you didn't notice before when y'all, whatever. Like, I didn't grow up living in the same household as my brother as adolescents. Um, so he does a lot of things differently than I do. Some things I don't believe that, some people should do. I've, found out a lot of things about them I didn't like. Well, him and his wife. And so I internalized a lot of things, and I was at the point where I was going to blow up. So I had to take all my money and get this car so I can grind and get this money. And so once I got my car, I started saving my money up. And right in the midst of me saving my money up, I think I had saved up like $2,000, y'all. And I was going out every day looking for a place to stay. And Right when I found a place to stay, my income tax hit my bank account, baby. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. Y'all ain't really ready for no story time. I'm telling y'all really ain't ready for a story time. And I know a lot of people gonna be mad at me because of the way I view things. Like, cause I do have my family and friends that follow me on my YouTube page, and whether they support me or not and what I put on here and what I open up to say about them or anybody else, this is my page. I have the right to share my life, how I view it. And that's just that. Like, I really don't care how people feel about anything anymore. I'm at the state of mind where I'm going to tell my truth. They can tell theirs. I don't care. I am the person I am because of me constantly having to be in survival mode. I honestly feel like, I think I started about 2 years ago. Maybe about 2 years ago, I started feeling like why would you ask me to come out here? Well, okay, so they asked, my sister-in-law asked me to come out here to move to Texas, and my brother thought it would be a good idea. He said, it'd be a good opportunity for me and my kids. At the time, I was like, yeah, because, well, I was hesitant. I didn't say yeah right away because I was going to come out here, see how everything looked, see if I wanted to be out here. And that opportunity didn't happen. And so I impulsively just like, I'm finna pack up and move. And so June of 2019, my sister was staying with me, and she wasn't helping me. Like, she was bringing her spouse to my house, and her spouse had kids, and so they will come over my house and eat food, hang out, or do whatever they were doing. And while I be out working, and during this time I was working part-time overnight. I was working from like 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. and I will open up my daycare because I had an in-home daycare. I will open up my daycare at 6 a.m. and I will have kids until 6 p.m. Now, not every single day I had kids, and not every single day it was a lot of kids there. Now, but when I would grocery shop, I would grocery shop for my daycare and also my personal home. And I just feel like, my sister took advantage of me not being there during certain times, like on weekends and stuff, like, because I was working. And a lot of stuff happened. We fell out big time. And when I basically told her, like, you're coming in and out whenever you want. Like, you have access to my laundry and everything. Like, she would buy her own laundry soap or whatever, but like, she was still using my water, still using my laundry, my washer and dryer. That's what I call laundry. But anyway, like, and you still eat here. Like, and she had a kid too, so it was like, it was stressful for me. And I asked her for some money. I'm not gonna say the amount. And she started to say like, oh, well, I'm gonna move out. But she left all her stuff in my house during this time. Now I put her stuff out in the hallway because, like, you want to move, but you still got your stuff here. You don't want to help me. Like, when I started to struggle, she wouldn't help me. And I feel like, as a sister, that's something you're supposed to do. Help your family. And even if you don't want to help your family, you can't live with nobody on the face of this earth for free. Which is why when I was living with my brother and his wife, I basically I provided food for the whole entire house. And there was times where I don't eat beef or pork, so I would buy myself chicken and some turkey products because I don't eat a lot of turkey either. And I would buy seafood. There were situations where my food would get eaten and it was just blown off, like, oh, well, we'll replace it. And it wasn't the fact that you needed to replace my food. It was the principle. Like, this is all I have. I was getting like $700 in food stamps. And I literally was giving them 99% of that. That 1%, well, I'll say about a good 90%. That other 10% was for me. It was for me. And I was barely making it. Like, I had started buying some of my stuff with cash, and I was like, why the hell am I buying my food with cash and giving them all my stuff? And it got to the point where I was just like, I can't do this anymore. And there was certain situations where, you know, they would cook knowing I don't eat beef or pork, and wouldn't even like cook me a piece of chicken. Like, y'all, shit got real. And I am the type of person where if you put me in survival mode, I'm fighting. I'm going to fight my way out. And I don't care who I'm staying with. I don't care who you are to me. I don't care what the situation is. If you put me in survival mode, I'm fighting my way out. I'm fighting my way out. And it got to the point where I didn't want to feel that way. Like, I'm trying to change who I am as a person. And here I am finding myself back in the same predicament I was when I left Chicago. And so, yeah, I got my shit and got up out of there. Long story short. Now, if y'all want to update, like I said, I'm going to need 500 subscribers because I am willing to tell my story. Like I said, I am not doing these positive affirmations. I'm not doing these ABCs of self-love, my healing journey, all of this stuff for no reason. I know it's somebody out there going through the very same thing I went through in life. And I am here to help you. I am here to help you, baby. Because let me tell you something, whether you are a man or a woman, one thing you don't do when you're a person like me is reach out for help. So sometimes we figure things out on our own, and it may not always be the best route to go. Now, I did use my resources. I went to government. I got government assistance. I went to shelters. I reached out to that. But it's like when you feel like your back up against the wall and you don't really have family that's going to help you because they're judging who you used to be or who they think you are. Y'all ain't ready. I'm telling y'all ain't ready. But I'm going to tell you this, though, before I end this. Know who you are. Like this book say, know your narrative. Go through your timeline, write down your timeline, and deal with those things on different levels, on personal levels. Like, deal with them. You don't physically have to write anybody and apologize to them. You don't have to call nobody and tell them that you apologize to them. You can go sit on the edge of your bed and be like, I forgive this person for doing this to me, so that I can move forward in my healing journey, because that's what I had to do. And I'm not a forgiving person. I'm not a forgiving person. I can't fully forgive somebody because I will never forget what you did to me. And I know it's people out there like that. I know it's people out here like that. And the reason why we can't do that is because the pain trumps everything. It's like you so good of a person that you will help people, so you will go out your way for people, and they will see you struggling, and they won't offer anything unless you ask for it. Now, don't get me wrong, you should ask for help when you need help, but baby, if I'm related to you and I see you struggling, I'm going to ask you, do you want help with this? Can I help you with that? Or whatever. Like, I don't have money to give you, but I can loan you this. You can pay it back at your expense, however. Like, I'm telling y'all, it's... But, y'all, we have got to have a story time. I need y'all to start liking, subscribing, and sharing this page, okay? Because I guarantee you it's 500 people out of the millions of people that can relate to me who has family issues. I guarantee you it's people who can relate to me. So go get y'all book. And if you ain't caught up with us yet, I don't know what to tell y'all, but we are on the letter K. Today we did the letters J and K. Joy and know your narrative, okay? So, and I'm gonna start doing this more often, doing 2 letters, because we need to get through this book, right? Because we need to get through this Finding Good Habits book, okay? I'm so excited about this book. And let me tell y'all something. I have not found that Find Your Peace book. I have not found it. But I'm still looking for it. When I get it, I'll let y'all know. But all of these books are found at Five Below. And the person who wrote this book is Melody Godfred. And so I don't take ownership of this book. This is not my book. This is a book I got from Five Below. And I am just going through. Oh, look, this is her. So, yeah. So, go to Five Below, get your book, catch up. We are on the letter K. Hopefully, we'll be able to get through L and M. They don't seem like very long activities. Yeah, they're not. But we'll do L and M next. And so I will see y'all on the next video. Peace, love, and sanity, y'all. Take care.